And welcome back everyone to Let's Play DrizzlePath Genie. When last left off, we basically are still making our way to Fire Mountain on the orange path. Or the red path. Or whatever path color you want to call it. Instead of taking the blue path. Because we all know what happened on the blue path. If you haven't, go back and watch those videos. Trust me, you won't regret. Maybe you will, I don't know. Thank you so much for all the views on these, by the way. It seems to me there's like this hate, there's this like, yeah. I just look up and there seems to be like this haze, this circle. It's like there's a pillar of water raining on me, and nowhere else.
This king was master of all he surveyed, he went on. He gathered to himself all the riches and fine things of the world. His every desire was met, but still he wanted more. Possessed with accumulation, he neglected his kingdom, even his wife and only son. The more he gained, the more he wanted. He piled up all his treasure in a great storeroom and locked it away. But one day his young son found the key and entered the chamber.
I wonder what happened. Okay. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going the right way. For some reason, my sense of direction is saying I should have gone the other way. But just to be safe, I'm going this way. If I'm wrong, go back around.
The king heard a loud crash and ran to the treasure room. There he saw a great avalanche of gold, falling on his son and crushing him. Try as he could not pull the boy from the heavy flood. He dug and dug in the gold, but his son was lost. Too late did he feel the love he had for his only son. In the collecting of things, he ignored the only thing that really did matter.
And that's why being poor is amazing, because you realize what really matters. Well, in a sense that is. You can be rich and know what matters too, but you know. Wow, it's quiet all of a sudden. Where'd all the rain go? It is so quiet right now. The rain stopped.
The king was consumed with grief and vowed to never possess another thing that he didn't need. He gave away all his treasure to the poor people of the kingdom and set out alone to live a life free of possessions. Was this mad fisher once a king? I found it very doubtful. You see, Lula, he said, we often learn too late what is really important in life. There is an old saying that the owl of wisdom only spreads its wings at twilight.
Interesting. Oh, there's the thunder. Sorry, I was making sure my camera was still seeable. I don't know why I keep forgetting to check.
What does it mean? I asked. He replied, it means that we only learn the valuable lessons when it is too late. We only decide to change when we are forced into it, with our backs against a wall. We can change at any time if we choose to, but we usually don't until it becomes necessary. In any event, there is always hope. And with that, I heard the sudden rumble of thunder as dark clouds suddenly gathered in the sky, and it began to rain.
And rain it did. For those of you that don't know why I love DrizzlePath so much, is because of the narrative, and because of just the serene music. And that's why I'm playing this game for the second time, is because I even know that ending was a little bit unforgivable and unforgiving. Well, it was forgivable, but you know what I mean. It was just different and not what I expected it to be. I didn't know. I mean, one second. I didn't know I was going the wrong way until the very end. The person throughout it all was kept giving me hints and asking if we were going the right way or not. She's doing the same thing here in this episode and in this series too. So it's very curious. Because on the one hand, you have her talking about her family and stuff and a war that happens. And that's on the one hand of everything. Just press this. Press Q. And on the other, you have this, where she talks to a fisherman who tells the story about a king. It could be plausible that he once was a king.
The fisher turned his face up to the sky and smiled into the rain. At last he turned to me with his wild but knowing eye and said, "Seek the middle way, Lula. Between all and nothing, find the middle way. But know that you will not find it out in the world. It is in a secret place that only you can find, and the greatest secret of all is that there is no secret. You will find the genie, and when you do, you will understand even the dreaming gods."
What if I don't want to understand? What if I just want to know? Wow, look at that sun ray. It's so amazing. There's a game coming out called Vernon's Legacy. It looks cool. Red Wolf is playing it right now. You guys should check it out. Red Wolf Gamer. I'll leave the game in the description below so you guys can play it, watch him play it. He is a fun person to watch. Oh no, please no.
have to jump across.
I don't want to do this again. I really don't. This is what this gap jumping is the reason why I think that by the time we're going to reach Fire Mountain, the guy will already be gone. Because seriously, this is the most annoying thing about this game. It's the fact that I have to jump these gaps. Wow, I made it. That wasn't so bad.
Then I knew he was truly mad. It made no sense. A secret that there is no secret. But he spoke to me of the genie long before my dream, where the wizard told me to find it. Was it a dream? I can't remember. For all I know, it was real, and I am dreaming now. Are we all asleep and dreaming the world? Are the gods real? It is all beginning to confuse me very much. I can only hope that he was right about the genie.
I really can't wait to be able to run. Like I said in the previous series, if we gain the ability to run and the game allows me to run all the way back like a X2 speed and it doesn't take me as long, then fine, I will run all the way back to where we started. Off camera, of course. I might show some clips of me running all the way back, but I don't know if you guys want, if there is such a thing. You guys can vote whether or not you want to see that, if there is.
I should much like to reach the mountain before winter falls. I wonder if my mother came this way. Did she brave the storms and lean into the wind, pressing on? Turning back never seems an option, I know, having come this far myself. Sometimes in the wind, I think I can hear you singing to me. You sing the rains. You sing the snows to me. It makes me brave against the elements.
Another thing about these episodes that you guys are going to wait a bit every time one is done, because these things take a while to upload because of how big they get, because it's an Unreal Engine game. So of course it's going to be hard. But it'll be worth it. I don't want to say are we there yet. I just cut across here. Save time. I could. I'm gonna cut across. Because I don't feel like waiting. Going all the way around. Anything to save more time. The almost hour-long episode I did of the last DrizzlePath, Blue Path, was my desperation. I couldn't believe it took me an hour to reach the mountain finally, but it did. It's just amazing.
How my mind has frozen on you, on a soul beautiful as first frost. I am snowblind, mad without footprints. Your coronal pallor, contoured and torpid as an angel's trumpet. I close my eyes and imagine you alone in a forest chapel, watching the snows fall on midwinter's eve. You see me through the window, standing alone in the dark pines, storm-torn and buffeted by the winds. You see me and slowly draw the curtains.
So depressing. Wow, look at that thunder. Is this snow? Sweet. So let me get this straight. I could say that we took the journey to the mountain in summer because of all the rain, and we are now in winter. So if I was going by the seasons.
I lean into the cold and think of the pale promise locked in winter. Though it is the dying of summer, the quietly encroaching cold hiding in leaves, it holds the expectancy of spring. A diminuendo of green sadly passes, but will keep warm the winter long and clutch the memory of warmth in our hearts. Though spring promises nothing of herself in returns, and summer swears no shrift of conscience in its leave-taking, we sing.
Oh man, let's just get into it.
We may come to regret that we rued the florid heat of summer, even as it slips always away again. We may yet sing of birth and rebirth, as the new grass lights the air, and meadow birds sing with us. Winter groans in sheets of ice and burdens of snow, but in that voice we hear the promise of spring. With mittened hands cupped against the cold, we sing of life, and light again the candles of hope.
And with that, we'll be back.